Ready to come up, all the entities that receive it,
Okay.
read once, and then pass it, and then say, and then all this plus to these.
You talk on the phone with Lauren or Mark
5:30,
and say, and see if they can come up with other.
5:30.
I've already heard their issue before.
But can they argue the other side?
I'm calling the meeting to order, please.
No, both sides. Can they
Roll
argue
call.
Okay, roll call.
Mayor Breeden,
Here.
Mr. Heyman,
Here.
Mr. Maurer,
Here.
Ms. Stevens. Here. We have 4 present. Mr. Martin is absent tonight.
There is there any comment on closed session? Okay, seeing none, we will go to closed session with legal counsel and pending litigation, and we'll be back at 6.
We need to approve the agenda.
And,
Mayor.
we have to approve the agendas. Motion? Someone make a motion to approve the agenda, please?
So moved. Second.
Please vote. Four ayes, 1 absent. Motion carries.
Okay, now we will go into closed session. Okay, we're going to call this meeting to order. Sorry, I got to put my glasses on. And we are coming into closed session. I'd like to lead us in the regular session Pledge of Allegiance, if you'd all stand with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Please bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for all that you do and all that you provide for us, Lord. We thank you for this beautiful city that we live in. We pray that you would give us all the wisdom and knowledge of the decisions we need to make this evening. And we thank you for all of the things that we get to recognize of the employees that serve this great city as well, Lord. And we thank you and pray all these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Thank you. The city attorney's report, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. City Council met in closed session on the item described on the agenda. Report was given from staff. No final action taken.
Thank you. We have some presentations and proclamations to make. I'm asking that all you are here that are representing the entities for Emergency Medical Services Week, Ridgecrest Regional Hospital, Liberty Ambulance, Kern County Fire, and the Ridgecrest Police Department come up and join us against that wall. We are going, since the proclamations are all the same, we're going to read one, but we're going to announce and make presentations to each of you individually. So please come up and join us.
Hey, Jeff, you want to join us?
Sorry, we're trying to get who's going to go first up here. Okay, so read the whole thing for the first time. And announce, give it to them. Then the next one, you're not going to just announce the next one. Thank you.
Okay, so tonight we have a proclamation for the city of Ridgecrest, California, Emergency Medical Services Week, May 19th to the 25th of 2019. Whereas emergency medical services are a vital public service, and whereas the members of emergency medical services teams are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and whereas access to quality emergency care dramatically improves the survival and recovery rate of those who experience sudden illness or injury, and whereas the emergency medical services system consists of first responders, emergency medical technicians, paramedics, firefighters, educators, administrators, emergency nurses, emergency physicians, and others. And whereas the members of emergency medical services teams, whether career or volunteer, engage in thousands of hours of specialized training and continuing education to enhance their life-saving skills. And whereas it is appropriate to recognize the value and the accomplishments of emergency medical service providers by designating Emergency Medical Services Week. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of the City of Ridgecrest, California, in recognition of this event, do hereby proclaim the week of May 19th through the 25th, 2019, as Emergency Medical Services Week, with the theme EMS Strong. We encourage the community to observe this week with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities, and extend a heartfelt thank you to the Ridgecrest, in this case, Police Department, and all first responders in the community. Proclaim this 15th day of May 2019 by our Mayor Peggy Breeden, Lindsay Stevens, myself, L. Scott Heyman, Wallace Martin, who is in absence tonight, and Michael Maurer. So this will go to the Ridgecrest Police Department. We have several in a row. Next in line to receive the award, shall I go ahead and announce this one? Will be for Liberty Ambulance. And then, should we hand them out individually? Okay, so let's do that. We'll start with the Ridgecrest Police Department. Who gets the honor of receiving the award? Thank you, guys. So each of these reads exactly the same, so we're not going to read them out each individual time. But next, this award will go to Liberty Ambulance. So please step forward.
Liberty, just walk down.
We'll get the cane.
Okay.
Did you want to say anything? Not yet. We're going to do their presentation. Okay, all right.
Kern County Fire Department. They are not here. We'll get that to them. And Ridgecrest Regional Hospital. Thank you. We also want to recognize Mercy Air, who's now in the area, and unfortunately we don't have a certificate to present to them at this time, but we'll get one to them.
So on behalf of Liberty Ambulance, I'd like to express our gratitude to many of our personnel who are exceptional in what they do in providing services. A lot of them don't live in our own communities. They actually travel here to work. They do an exceptional job in not only being available 24 hours a day, sometimes not only in great situations, but not so great situations. So we have exceptional crews. So choosing an individual that stands out as a paramedic of the year is not always an easy task for me, but it is my honor to present tonight to, we call him Jeff, but it's Lawrence J. Brandon. He's sometimes overlooked because of his last name. He'll do anything I ask him to do. He'll shoulder anything that I ask him to shoulder. He does an exceptional job. He's always there to back me up or pick me up, and I try to do the same. He does live in Bakersfield, so he travels here, and our crews work long hours and are away from home. And as you can see, his family is here to be here for the presentation tonight. I'd like to call up Jeff and recognize for his exceptional work, not only in the last year, but in his entire career as a paramedic.
Can we get one with him with the family?
Certainly.
Does anyone mind? So that way you have it all together. I mean, it's a family effort, that's for sure.
You stand there and smile.
You can stay in there.
Wait, one more. Look at Grandma.
Thank you.
The next presentation actually goes to our Emergency Medical Technician of the Year. Brian has been in the business almost as long as we've known each other. He does an exceptional job. Once again, I don't have to ask him to do anything. He usually comes and asks me to do things. So he bails me out on even things that are at Lake Isabella in our Kernville operation. Anytime we have an issue up there, since he lives there, I just give him a call and he says, sure. I don't think I've ever had him turn me down except for when he was leaving to go out of state to be with his family for a vacation. So he was our recipient last year, and if that tells you anything about his exceptional work ethic, I think that is very, very clear. So Brian, please come up.
Michelle. I get the honor of presenting this award to our MICN, Michelle Kanata, who has been a nurse at Ridgecrest Regional Hospital for the last 10 years, and we have had the privilege of having her in our department for the last 5. In 2016, Michelle stepped up and helped our administration with all the requirements for our hospital to become a Level 3 pediatric receiving facility. And January of 2017, we were awarded with that designation. That was a lot of hard work on her end, extra hours, and continues on with keeping the quality up for our designation. Michelle is our pediatric liaison and brings our department pediatric expertise. She is a pleasure to work with and an asset to our hospital. So congratulations, Michelle. You definitely deserve this recognition.
Well, I apologize. I didn't know I was presenting tonight, but our recipient of the year for Mercy Air would be Gary Benjamin. Gary Benjamin is currently a flight paramedic and the base lead at Ridgecrest, California. Known Gary for a long time. I actually flew to line when Gary flew to line. He's an exceptional paramedic, very passionate about what he does. So passionate that when I became a manager, he gave me a lot of the gray hair I have now. So Gary's not afraid to speak his mind. He has his opinions, but over the last year, I've seen him grow a lot, and he's become a great lead. His entire base looks up to him, and we're happy to present Gary with this award of Flight Paramedic of the Year. Can he bring up his other family? Gary had no idea he was getting this award. I didn't tell him, but I was able to get a hold of his wife and have his wife meet us here. So, wife and family shenanigans. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a different proclamation. I get to do the National Public Works Week, May 19th through May 25th. Lauren and Bard, if you want to come up, and any other public works staff, if anybody's here. So, Whereas governmental employees, consultants, and contractors provide public works services for our community that are a vital and integral part of our citizens' everyday lives. And whereas the support of the community is vital to the efficient operation of the public works systems and programs such as water, sewers, streets, fleet maintenance, transit, building maintenance, wastewater treatment, and solid waste collection. And whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these infrastructure facilities and services. And whereas the quality and effectiveness of these facilities, as well as their planning, design, and construction, is vitally dependent upon the efforts and skill of public works professionals. And whereas the efficiency and effectiveness of these qualified and skilled professionals contribute to the quality of life that residents and visitors alike can enjoy and rely upon. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council that we recognize and extend appreciation to our dedicated and skilled staff, consultants, and contractors, and hereby proclaim the week May 19th through 25th, 2019 as National Public Works Week. And be it further proclaimed that the Mayor and City Council request that all citizens and civic organizations acquaint themselves with the issues involved in providing public works services to our community and to recognize the contributions which all public works employees make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and quality of life. Proclaimed this 15th day of May, 2019.
I just wanted to say a few things. But Public Works Week is to honor the contributions made by public works professionals involving planning, building, managing, and operating the heart of our local communities and enhancing the quality of our life. Got questions now. How many people, can you raise your hands, flushed a toilet today? Okay. How many people drove on a paved road to get here tonight? How many people turned on their tap and got clean water to drink? Okay, so I think I got every hand on every one of them, right? So these are just some of the service provided by your public works community. In Ridgecrest, governmental public works consists of streets, transit, wastewater, and engineering. But it doesn't end there. Outside of city government, there's the water district, there's the county, and there's Caltrans. Beyond that, all of us hire consultants and contractors to help us design and construct public works. So Griffith Construction Company, who's now working on the east side of Downs and the Sunland project, both. Cordell Construction, who completed the senior center. CHI Construction, who completed the Downs and Bowman sewer project. And then companies like Wildan Engineering, QK Engineering, and David Evans, who provided environmental design and construction management. So who provides, so all of the government and private organizations mentioned above employ people who dedicate their lives to serving their neighbors and their communities. These are the professionals we are honoring next week during National Public Works Week. And on a more personal note, I couldn't ask for a better team. I've worked in this profession for 42, 43 years now, and I have a dedicated, thoughtful, just a great team altogether. So I think that they all deserve a round of applause. Last year I brought up the poster from the American Public Works Association, and that's what this year's poster looks like for Public Works.
What a nice poster. You want to show it to the public?
I had it sitting down here.
Okay.
So this is the American Public Works Association puts out a poster every year, and this is this year's poster for National Public Works.
Thank you all for coming, and we want to go to the next item, which is public comment. Persons wishing to address the council on matters that are within the council's jurisdiction and do not already appear on the agenda may do so at this time. Pursuant to the Brown Act, the City Council may not take action on any item that does not appear on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes. The public comment section of the agenda is limited to a total of 1 hour. Each speaker is asked to provide his or her name. Those wishing to address the council, please come up now for public comment.
Good evening. Dave Matthews. Address is on file. I just wanted to comment mostly on some of the presentations this evening, especially the public works. It's part of how I started getting involved in city government because I wanted to make sure that the public works department was aware of certain things and that I wanted to watch and make sure they were doing what they needed to do. And as was just stated a while ago, right now, I think we've got one of the best public works departments that we've had in this city. And I congratulate them. And the reason I kind of got involved in public works, believe it or not, was when I was about this high, not even sure I started school yet. I used to go out in the backyard with my little toy shovel and trucks and cars and build roads for them. Plus my dad was a truck driver and I got to ride along with him a couple of times and I saw what was involved in some of the roads that he drove on. So anyway, I just wanted to make one other comment. The particular week that we're coming up with all of these proclamations, it's a very good week. You know why? Because my birthday falls in it.
Happy birthday. Thank you. I bet you want us to sing happy birthday to you now, do you?
I would ask how many.
You. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dave. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, Dave. Linda.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council. My name is Linda Fuller. Earlier today, I sent some information out to hopefully each of you, and you've had an opportunity to look at it. And God bless Jason Patton. God blessed him very much today and myself, because Mr. Patton had the courtesy to call me and deflated my ego. So you guys don't have to listen to me tonight. I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you guys do. It's not an easy task. The things that you've done for the senior center and the seniors, we're very grateful to you for that. I stand before you tonight as an advocate for the seniors and for our community. I'm here as an omnicus, an educator, liaison, and ombudsman, a past commissioner for the Department of Aging, and a current senior center for the California Senior Legislature. I am here, I feel like I need to say defending the rights of seniors, but I don't think I should have to say that. But as good as things are for the senior center, we still need a few more things, and I addressed it in the paperwork that I had given to you guys. Mr. Patton was courteous enough to help me understand all that. And then I got a very nice phone call from Bakersfield and some other things that were questions at the senior center. So I think at that note, something was said to me on the way in that don't forget to use the word potential. And I think in regards to what the person was referring to was there is a potential of hazard at the center. I feel as if somebody had been as passionate about Penny Pool as I am about the seniors and our community. The pool wouldn't be in the position that it's in. And so I'm here because I care. I'm here because you guys, the city, the seniors are all important to me. This is where I live. You know, these are the people I work with, I go to church with, I shop with. You guys, and thank you for your dedication. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Okay, is there any other public comment? All right, then we will go to council announcements. Lindsay, do you have any council announcements you'd like to make?
Keep talking.
Hey, whoa. So this, on 5/17, this Friday, right? That's Friday. At 8 p.m., we have a makeup movie night out here at Freedom Park. It's free of charge. It's nut job too, so I invite everyone to come out and enjoy an evening in the park.
Thank you. Scott?
No comments.
I'd like just to make an announcement. Anybody that's heading down 395 tomorrow morning early, you need to know that 395 is closed between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. for work on the 58. So you'll be delayed there or alternate route. So don't try to drive down 395 early in the morning. I guess that only applies to anybody that might be wanting to go to Ontario Airport. So
What time was that again?
it's closed from 3 to 5 a.m.
Is it 2 days?
It was closed on Monday morning and it's closed tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow.
It's just 2 days this week.
Okay, I have none. Okay, the next item is the consent calendar. All items in the consent calendar are considered to be routine by city staff and will be approved in one motion if no member of the council or the public wishes to comment or ask questions. If comment or discussion is desired by anyone, that item will be removed from the consent calendar and will be considered separately with public comment before action is taken. Item number 3, proposed action to approve draft minutes of the City of Ridgecrest City Council Successor Redevelopment Agency Financing Authority Housing Authority special meeting dated April 24th. Number 4, proposed action to approve draft minutes of the City of Ridgecrest City Council Successor Redevelopment Agency Financing Authority Housing Authority regular meeting dated May 1st, and the announcements of proclamation prepared for the month of May and scheduled dates of presentations. Is there anybody who'd like to pull any of those items? Okay, I am just going to announce it, but just tell you so we don't need to pull it, if I can simply make the announcement that I as mayor and the city council are going to offer proclamation on the retirement of Ernie Bell, and I will be there on Saturday, and it has been a great pleasure to work with him, all of us, and I know many of you have worked with him for a very long time, and he's not leaving. He's going to stay and still continue to be a part of the community. So that's the only other proclamation I know of that was not presented here tonight. Rika, do you have any others?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so does anyone want to pull anything from the consent calendar? Does the public wish to pull anything from the consent calendar? Okay, a motion to approve.
So that's a motion to approve the consent calendar with the added information that the mayor stated on the record.
Okay, thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Please vote. 4 ayes, 1 absent, Mr. Martin. Motion carries.
Okay, and the next item is a discussion and action item. Mayor Breeden, with concurrence of the council, will appoint replacement members to the Planning Commission. Rika?
This item was on our last council agenda, and Mr. Heyman and Ms. Stevens were not ready at that time. So I believe that tonight Ms. Stevens has an appointment. Yeah, go ahead and let you introduce.
So my appointment was unable to make it this evening, but his name is Kyle Blades. He has been born and raised here. He has served in the military. He is a systems engineer on base, and he is interested in getting involved in the community. He has a good knowledge base and is willing to serve, and he has no schedule conflicts. So,
Is there any comments or discussions on this item? Is there anything from the public?
As long as you guys don't have anything. No.
Okay, then a motion to accept.
It'll just be a minute motion.
Okay. And is there a second on that?
Yes, ma'am. We need a motion and a second.
Okay.
Make the motion.
I can make the motion. Sure, I make the motion.
I second.
Okay, we'll just do a roll call vote. Ms. Stevens?
Aye.
Mayor Breeden?
Aye.
Mr. Heyman?
Aye.
Mr. Maurer?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 absent. Motion carries. And the second one that we had was Mr. Heyman. He was going to nominate tonight, but is going to hold off until next week, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
so we will pull then item number 7. Okay, approval of an Operation Area Disaster Response Mutual.
No, he's not pulling number 7. He's just waiting to do his planning commission till next meeting. So-
Okay, all right, I get you. I thought,
Thank you, Lindsay.
sorry. All right, then we will do that. Then, Scott, this is a discussion and provide guidance to the city's representative of the board of the Indian Wells Valley Groundwater Authority. Is there anyone who wishes to do that on the council?
No, okay. So I'll just make a couple quick comments. A couple updates on the last GA board meeting that we had. There was 3, and on the PAC-TAC, but there was 3 scenarios that were presented to the PAC-TAC committees. And those modeling scenarios kind of go from the gamut of a short-term immediate ramp down to a mid-term ramp down to a longer-term ramp down. So there's going to be quite a bit of discussion on those items here now over the next week or so. And the other highlight of the meeting was the general manager position. The Indian Wells Valley Water District, Don Zadeva has stepped up to be the general manager of the GA, and so that position is filled. That's really about it on the highlights for the time being. We'll have our meeting tomorrow, and I'll have further information to pass along as it moves. Thank you.
Is there any discussion from council? Any discussion from the public? All right, then we will go and approval of the Operation Areas Disaster Response Mutual Aid Agreement. Mr. Strand?
Yes, Madam Mayor. What I have before you is a request for approval for the City of Ridgecrest to enter into an Operational Area Disaster Response Mutual Aid Agreement with the current operational area. As you know, in 1995, the City of Ridgecrest entered an agreement with all of the entities within Kern County, including all the cities, the county, and special districts and school districts, to work together in an effort during the time of an emergency. Currently, the Kern Chiefs Association has an agreement regarding mutual aid. So if the Ridgecrest Police Department needs help, we can request assistance from Shafter, Bakersfield PD, and they will normally respond to assist us in an emergency. However, there currently does not exist an agreement in the case of a natural disaster where, let's say, there's flooding, there is a road closure, or something that requires that overwhelms that current entity's resources. And so what the Kern County Council of Cities got together and decided we need to formalize an agreement. So if the city of Ridgecrest has an earthquake and we need building staff to come from Kern County, Bakersfield, and Shafter to help us red tag buildings, they will come and assist us. And under this agreement, we won't have to reimburse them directly for responding to the city to help us during that agreement. And then vice versa, if they have a major incident in Bakersfield or Cal City, we will come and assist them. This will also be for equipment when it comes to skip loaders or anything that we may need to move, like debris off the roadway. So this benefits everybody in the county by having this agreement. Now, there still is ability for the city to get reimbursed through the state and federal government during a disaster. However, this just formalizes this process. So what I'm requesting tonight is for the council to approve myself to sign and enter this agreement with the Kern operational area.
I have one question, sir. I saw that numerous cities were listed, and I want to make sure the agreement is also with the county.
Correct. The county is part of it. In fact, the Kern County Fire Department is a lead entity regarding the Kern County operational area.
Okay.
We normally have, Georgiana Armstrong is normally our representative, and she would be our primary point of contact. So if we had an emergency in the city that we were requesting mutual aid, even through the federal government, we'd have to go through the Kern County operational area first to be able to request assistance from anybody.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Lindsay? Anyone from the public? Okay, then a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Please vote. 4 ayes, 1 absent with Mr. Martin. Motion carries.
Okay, the next item, appointment of Highlighter and D. Lamas and Associates as the city's representative with the authority to examine tax records of the State Board of Equalization for purposes related to government functions of the city related to collection of city sales, use, and transition taxes.
Madam Mayor, I'll be taking this one tonight for
Okay.
Ms. Freeze. This is a resolution authorizing HDL to be our consultant when it comes to administration and collection of local sales tax and use taxes, and also what they normally will do for the city is do analytical data for us, letting us know how we're trending on our sales tax. They'll also help identify any sales tax that is sitting out there that has not come to the city. They're basically our investigative arm when it comes to making sure we get all of our sales tax that the city has due. Currently, we use Muni Services. We are wanting to go to HDL. HDL also does our property tax analysis and analytics. There is no increase in the fee for going from Muni Services to HDL. There is one part that will save us money. Right now, Muni Services charges us 25% finder fee for any sales tax that they note that hasn't been paid. HDL will only have a finder's fee of 15%. We have looked at some of the products that HDL will produce to the city in the way of analytics and how they look at the data, and we feel that will be beneficial for the city when it comes to tracking trends, sales tax trends, and being able to give us a better, viewpoint or better position when we go to budgeting throughout the year on what we think the sales tax will be for the next budget cycle. So I'm requesting that the council authorize us to enter this agreement with HDL. It is a requirement of the California Revenue Tax Code. The information that they will be obtaining from the state is confidential information, so they have to have a resolution from council to be able to move forward on our behalf.
Any questions? I noticed in part of their acting role was advisory. What are they advising us on? Those things that we're missing, or are they making, I'm going to say, value judgments, because I can't think of a better term?
Yeah, they give us advice on how our sales tax is trending. They will keep us informed of anything on the horizon, like what they believe may be a recession, where we might see a slight dip in sales tax, so we're prepared for it. They'll also, provide us data on what businesses are performing, what their actual revenues are based upon the sales tax, and we can use that for economic development purposes.
Are we going to be able to use that information to compare to other entities, or will that be a result of their work, or will they share with us?
Yes, they will share with us how we sit with other cities our size and other cities in the area in reference to how much sales tax per capita that we bring in, and they'll be able to provide analytics of that sort.
Do they also deal in like our TOT tax? I know we've talked a little bit about making sure that all the hoteliers are up to date? Or would that be an additional service?
That would be an additional service. But we are up for a TOT audit here in the next year or so, because we do it periodically just to make sure that all the hotels are being honest with their collection and reporting of funds.
Okay, any other council questions or comments? Public? Okay, then a motion?
I move approval.
Second.
Please vote. Four ayes, one absent with Mr. Martin. Motion carries.
Okay, we are coming to the part of the public hearing. A public hearing regarding the annual assessments for the Consolidated Landscaping Lighting District number 2012-1 and adoption of the Resolution 1 approving the annual engineer's report and ordering the levy and collection of assessments for fiscal year 2019 and 20. Sir?
Honorable Mayor, council members, tonight is the final actions that we'll be asking you to take for our annual process of levying our assessments for our 2012-1 Lighting and Landscape Maintenance District. If you remember, May 1, we asked you to approve 3 resolutions, the first of which was the intent, the second of which was to order the levy or intent to order levy and to preliminarily accept the engineer's report. And the final one was to give notice that we intend on levying and also to set the date for the public hearing. So tonight we're going to ask you to approve 2 resolutions, first of which is to open up a public hearing and hear a testimony on the assessments and also any written protests to the assessments. And then finally, the second resolution would be to have you approve a resolution ordering the levy for our fiscal year 2019, 20, and 2020. So I might mention to you that during May 1, we had public testimony from Nikki and Terry Haven requesting some changes to their assessments. We have done so. If you look in the engineer's report, you'll find that they're being assessed for 2 of their parcels, each of them, 2 of the parcels at $99.76 each. We've removed one of the each of the landowners. We've removed one of the parcels from the assessment roll. They felt that the parcels that were not contiguous to Bowman Road did not receive a benefit, in which we've removed those parcels from the assessment roll. And we're currently in the process of getting a W-9 from them and being able to issue a check to them in the reimbursement for them. We're in the order of pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters difference between what they had asked to what our consultant had calculated for the difference. So we're within a handful of change difference in what they had asked for and what our consultant has figured. So that is in the process. So with that, Honorable Mayor, I'd ask the Mayor to open up a public hearing to hear any verbal testimony and also ask the City Clerk if any written protests for the assessment has been.
And thus I am doing that. So we will open the public hearing. Is there anybody who wishes to make comments or have discussion on this particular item? Okay. Is there any council who has comments on this particular item? Rika, did we receive any written comments?
No, ma'am.
So I'm going to then close the public hearing and go to the agenda item, which is to approve that Resolution 2, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Ridgecrest, California, approving the engineering report. and a resolution of the City Council of the City of Ridgecrest ordering the levy and collection of assessments. Is there a motion?
So moved.
So we'll have to do those in separate motions.
Two separate motions.
Two separate
Right.
motions. So the first one will be for the approval of
Right.
the engineer's report.
So moved.
Second.
Please vote. Four ayes, one absent. Motion carries.
And the second resolution, which I read
Ordering the
earlier.
levy of assessments for the fiscal year. So moved.
Second.
Please vote. Four ayes, one absent with Mr. Martin. Motion carries.
Okay, we are now going to come to a public hearing regarding the annual assessment of the Drainage Benefit Assessment District 2016-1 and adoption of the resolution approving the annual engineer's report and ordering the levy and collection of assessments for fiscal year 2019-20. Sir?
Honorable Mayor, council members, this is a identical process, only it's just for our Drainage Benefit Assessment District 2016-1. And if you recall again, May 1, we asked you to approve 3 resolutions. 1, the intent. Number 2, the preliminary approve the engineer's report. Number 3, to give notice of intent to levy and to set a date for a public hearing. So tonight, again, we're going to ask you to open up a public hearing to hear public testimony and also if any written protests have been submitted. And then finally, to adopt the resolution approving the engineer's report and ordering the levy for assessments for fiscal year 2019-2020.
Okay, we will open the hearing. Is there any comments from the council? Any comments from the public? Were there any, no, that's it. Nobody's got any comments. All right, then I'm going to say then we will entertain a motion.
We'll close the public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry, close the public hearing. Thank you, Mike.
I make a motion to approving the annual engineer's report.
So I'm not quite sure why Wilden did this, but for this one, they put them in the same resolution. I don't know if it makes a difference because this is a drainage benefit or not, but so it's just one motion, one resolution.
Okay. So I make a motion to approve the annual engineering report and ordering the levy and collection of the assessments for this fiscal year.
Thank you.
Second.
Please vote. 4 ayes, 1 absent with Mr. Martin. Motion carries.
I have to say there was a whole lot of information in there, and I was really pleased to see the detail they gave us. It helped me understand what they were doing, so please pass that along.
I'll pass that along. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, committee reports. City Org and Services Committee.
Didn't meet.
Finance Committee.
We met this week, and the main item for the committee was the current budget, and the budget is coming along and is looking to be approved. I think the middle of June. Is that tentatively the time frame that they're looking to bring it before council? Ron?
Yeah, we have budget hearings May 28th
29th.
on Thursday.
Wednesday the 29th.
29th, I'm sorry. I keep getting the dates mixed up. And then based upon those budget hearings, we're looking at for final approval on June 15th.
Correct. And so I do want to clarify that the meeting we had, this most recent Finance Committee meeting, was a special call meeting, and so we still have a regular Finance meeting to attend to, but that was the main item on the agenda, so that's it.
Okay, thank you. Infrastructure?
We meet a week from tomorrow.
Parks and Recreation. We met, we discussed, we'll likely be bringing to council in the near future approval of bathrooms for Freedom Park, just with the number of sports teams using it for practice, community events and things happening. we have some park impact fees that we were going to look at using, and the sewer and electrical and water lines have already been run to the area. And then we also discussed getting an engineer's estimate for Penny Pool. So we're looking at options of how that will be paid for. And then we also discussed doing sand volleyball courts. There's already areas at both Pearson and Upjohn, and just actually getting the nets and sand there. And then potentially down the road we would do sand volleyball leagues. And then also we are looking into purchasing curtains and lights that would be available for rent when people rent the Kerr-McGee Center. They just help dress it up, and we think that they would end up paying for themselves pretty quickly and just make our facility seem a little bit more upscale. So, and I think that was everything that we covered. That.
The restrooms are going to be in the budget.
Oh, okay. The restrooms will be part of the budget. Okay.
Okay. The next one is Youth Advisory.
They're done for the school year.
The Action Committee, we have not met, correct?
Yep, we will meet in September.
Okay. Mr. Martin is not here for RACVB. Economic Development Committee.
Yes, so we met, we discussed on this Sunday, a team of 4 of us, Ashlyn, Ron, myself, and Bill Ferris Jr. will be going to the ICSC International Convention in Las Vegas. We have a number of meetings set up with companies. You probably read about it in the paper. And that's just where we go and try and entice businesses to come to our community. And then we also reviewed the draft economic development guide on how to develop in Ridgecrest, and got a few comments from people on some changes, and then we still have a few things that we need to put in there, and then we'll get that available on the website. So
I was at that meeting, and I just want to say how proud I am of the committee and staff to bring this forward. Job well done. Still got more to do, but a job well done. The next item, other committees, boards, and commissions.
Got Kern Cog tomorrow night.
No. Lindsay?
No.
Okay, city managers report.
Yes, our next meeting with the Navy regarding the wastewater agreement will be June 3rd, where we'll be discussing and introducing the first draft of the operational agreement.
Okay.
do you have an update on the land agreement?
Yes, they're still, I believe that's pretty much ready to send back to the Department of Navy for their review. But we're hoping to be able, excuse me?
What was the question?
Oh, there's 2 parts to these agreements. One's the easement agreement for the land, and the second agreement's the operational agreement. We should be completed on the easement agreement. We're going to start working on the operational agreement.
Okay, future agenda items.
Yes, I will be planning to put on the next agenda for us to look at removing the median that's proposed with traffic impact fees on Drummond.
Anybody else? Okay, mayor and council comments. Lindsay?
I have none.
Okay, then we are going to be adjourned. Thank you.